Om Shanti. Adopt the personality of spiritual royalty and purity, eternally and originally a pure soul. The lives of Brahmins and the donation of life is purity. The original and eternal form is purity. When you are aware that you're originally a pure and eternal soul, that awareness means that you too have the power of purity. Souls who are embodiments of remembrance and embodiments of power are souls with the original sanskars of purity. Therefore, make your original sanskars emerge and imbibe the personality of purity. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 8. Adopt the personality of spiritual royalty and purity. Today's topic: eternally and originally a pure soul. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Is everyone okay? Light, carefree, easy? That's what Baba had been telling us, right? Remain light, remain easy, and not allow anything from outside to be touched by mind or brain or intellect, right? Jagdish Bhai gave a good point, no? Sometimes certain things go so deep you can't forgive. Don't keep coming back. So he said to have mercy and forgiveness. Because whatever anyone is doing wrong, there has to be suffering of that, right? There will be that realization that I didn't do right, right? And then there will be sorrow, there will be guilt. So that is why we have to be careful not to take, but if you have taken, then how to forgive and be merciful. They always talk about self-realization. So what did I realize when I came to know I am soul? What I realized that eternally and originally I am pure. I know that when first time I went to meet Brahma Baba, and Brahma Baba start giving me drishti and brought me very close to him. Suddenly I felt such a big current, as if all my impurities have been taken away. I felt such a beautiful current of purity from Baba. And I think that definitely helped me to realize that I am a pure soul. One time Chandramani Dadi called me and said, "You all keep saying I'm a peaceful soul. Why don't you all say I'm a pure soul? Because without purity, how can there be peace?" No? And after that, because a lot of people don't connect with word purity, right? Even if we say, we don't do any sins, we don't do anything wrong, we just live a normal life. Mhm. And most of people don't see these five vices as vices. They feel it's natural to have relationship and not to have attachment is not possible. To have desires is not possible. Have everything and not to have greed. So they feel all this is very natural, all the vices. But when there is soul consciousness, self realization, first realization is about one's own original and eternal purity. As soon as this one realizes that, you feel so detached from the body, not only of your own body, but even with body relationship. There is love, there is relationship, but no attachment. Attachment creates fear. Attachment creates jealousy. Attachment creates lot of sorrow. Lot of jealousy, comparison. So that's also part of vices, right? Impurity. Always be loving is because of purity, right? So self-realization is that I am eternally and originally a pure soul. So Baba says the lives of Brahmins and the donation of life is purity. The original and eternal form is purity. When you are aware that you are originally a pure and eternally is pure soul, originally pure and eternally pure soul, and that awareness that you too have the power of purity. Purity is a big power. Sometimes we forget. Just with little thoughts of myself or everyday's life, we forget the power of purity. Souls who are embodiment of remembrance and embodiment of power are souls with the original sanskars of purity. So what purity helps us? To have remembrance and power. When there is purity, there is remembrance of Baba. When there is purity, there is power. So Baba says, therefore make your original sanskars emerge. And imbibe the personality of purity. Very naturally. Mm. Both things Baba saying, the power of purity. So that means what? As much there is purity, your thoughts will happen in practical. I remember Dadi Janki always used to tell us, if you think, have a thought for anything, for Baba's task, for yourself, it will be fulfilled. So it's not just desires from attachment or desires from ego, no. But there are thoughts, right? They're not desires, but there are thoughts. They are the needs, right? One is desire, other is need. No, they say need and the greed. So when it is needed and it's from pure thought, it will emerge. Whether it is people, whether it is material resources, but power of purity will pull them. And then whatever not only will happen to you, but what you get, everything will be very beautiful, very nice. Mm. Someone said that if we have sato nature, then the nature will provide you everything sato. That is good, beautiful, unlimited. So instead of having desires, work on your stage of purity and see how purity's power is making everything happen in a beautiful way for you. It could be, we can go deeper into that, but that is called self-realization that I am a original and eternal pure soul. Originally, eternally a pure soul. That should be our thought, and we can take this as homework for tomorrow. Pure soul. Then we had, hmm? Yesterday we forgot, loveful soul. Hmm? And now today could be powerful soul, right? It's purity, it's peace, it's love. Then there is power. So my homework will be I am a powerful soul, but also remember your self-realization, and that is that I am a eternally and originally a pure soul. Om Shanti. Mhm.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Gayatri. Om Shanti.
I want to start with Sunday's Murli. And Baba was talking to you and Sister Jayanti. And he was making the comment that America and London. So it's interesting. He addressed Sister Jayanti as a city, and he addressed you as a continent, a region. But what he said was very interesting. He said to both of you, and I think there were others there, but because he called these two places, I think he was addressing both of you. And he said that you were doing service to bring world benefit, but you went into those lands and you served in such a way that you gave people a sense of belonging. You made them feel that they belonged to you and, of course, to Baba. And now fast forward from 2005, I think it was, to now, those same words, you read it on Sunday yourself. What were your feelings when you read those words, or you heard those words again?
No, I just realized that it's very, very important. I mean, of course, we have to think what should be in our personality that people start feeling belonging to you. Is it you accept them from your heart, or you look at their specialties, or kind of allowing people to be what they are? I mean, there must be certain qualities which attract people, and they feel very much immediately belonging. And there are some people, they don't even make one person feel belong, even if they think they are. And that is why, I see so many of you, Baba's hands, and so many of you as helpers. And It's like it's not that you don't have anyone even next to you. I always tell them in India that we have 5 generation at least who can take care of, even for like money or anything. I don't have to do it. There is another person, there is third person. So to have that kind of people around you is only possible when they feel belonging, right? And others, they want it, but it doesn't happen. I don't know why, but yeah, it's true. When I read or heard, I just kind of underlined that that's very important for people to feel belonging. Maybe it's our
At,
sincerity or something, definitely, yeah.
at that time, he was speaking to you as someone that was coordinating a region.
Hmm.
You heard those same words, but today you are a face for the world, which means you have transcended a region and you are now the chief of the Brahma
Hmm.
Kumaris worldwide. So didn't it create a different feeling in you, listening to it as but in a different role, as it were, the soul connecting to its role as it listened to those words again?
Yeah, definitely. Because when I'm in India and I was meeting many, many young surrender sister or even anyone, their eyes, I appreciated so much love for Baba, their purity, their life of surrender, and so it's something I feel that when you start seeing in Baba's every child, there is something very special and valuable. It's like they're getting the feeling. It's like Baba has adopted them, so feeling of just a big unlimited family. Love for everyone, respect for everyone, and try to see that everyone has, contentment is there. So, yeah, definitely you are like unlimited. And as I said, I saw that sparkle in everyone's eyes. And also, why will people live lives, years for serving Baba and all that? So it's like give them more and more feeling of God loves you, and that brings a lot of belonging too. Because some people are very task oriented, like only they see people all useful that could be. But we have to look at the value and the specialties of the soul, and then, of course, that soul will play good part.
Mm.
And very dedicated, very sincere, honest.
Uh, Baba said in tomorrow's point that purity is connected to our life, and purity is also connected to the donation of life.
Hmm.
Now, how do you see that those two, and they're very deep, as you said, the actual point for tomorrow is extremely deep. There's so many levels to the depths of what that point is asking of us. But there's these two words, life and donation of life. How does that apply to Baba's Yagya? What is the life that the Yagya is, and what is the donation of life connected to purity? Because you always say, Daddy Janki always said, that no one could shake the yagya, no one can put the flame out because the yagya is based on a purity of Baba, of God, and nothing can touch or influence that purity. So how do you see that purity in relation to life of the yagya as a collective and the donation that the yagya is giving to the world, to people of the world today?
Hmm. Because, see, when Baba came, Baba said that I have to create a pure world, and I am purifier, and you all have to become pure. But one thing, when I decided that this is the best life of purity, is when one time Baba said, I will use the power of your purity for world transformation. So I immediately thought that I am not living celibate or living life of purity for my own self, but I am looking for God wants to use my power of purity for a new world. Like many times Baba said, these saints and sages, sadhus, they have lived in purity, and it is their purity which is helping world to still be sustained or even survive. So that touched me, and then I start seeing that how our purity, whatever is within us as purity, can ignite the flame, whether of spirituality, of love, of for God. It's like it can ignite that flame into many, many others. So, but you can share your thoughts too. You must have thought about it.
Well, I'm thinking more in relation to the original gems of the yagya and the instilling of purity that Baba must have done in them in the early stages of becoming BKs. So, I'm thinking of someone like Mama. And really, Judy and I were talking about this, that I wouldn't have appreciated the power of purity in the soul of Mama had I not visited, the original place where it all started. And to look at the building of the court that she appeared in and defended a position at her age, it must have taken a tremendous amount of purity inside of her that Baba would have instilled, that nothing could have, she couldn't be, they couldn't shake her. And, but it was the purity that she didn't take a position for a cause. She took a position in her purity. And I feel that because they were the ones who came and then reestablished in Mount Abu, it was this purity that got the Yagya established and is even today being sustained by their purity. Now they're all angelic, they're all part of the advanced party. And those of you who are being selected by Drama and Baba to play this leadership role, you have somehow inherited that same quality of purity. So this is why I'm asking you. I feel we all have it to a certain extent. This is why I'm talking about it, and this is why I'm attracted to it. But it may be present as a potential, but are we accessing that potential of purity in the way that Mama accessed it at the time Baba really needed her to take a position, but not cause for purity?
That is why Baba is using word power of purity.
Right.
Because purity is power. And when there is purity, then your words, because they are honest and it's truth, and what you are using that power is to be truthful. And when it comes from purity and its power, you speak truth, then it's unshakable in the sense of nobody can, whatever they defend you for or offend you for, but you stay very clear in your own truthfulness. So I think that power, whether in the form of truth or power of honesty, or a lot of people are amazed the way expansion is happening, even worldwide. Even in India, they say that even big churches doesn't have so many Baba's spaces as Baba has. So I think all that is power of purity, which is working in whether it is resources, whether it is cooperation, whether in the end like glorification. So I think that definitely power of purity is important. That is why one of the most important first principle of Brahmin life is live the life of purity, right? And then when there is purity, then relationship between brothers and sisters, like many saints, many sadhus, when they come, Mahatmas, to Madhuban, they say that, like Swaminarayan, they have only man. There are some, they have only woman, but here you all live together. But there must be, how come there is such a natural, pure relationship? Because they don't understand soul consciousness. When we explain them that we are able to be working together, have natural good relationship, and still, because they come and they feel in Shantivan so much peace, so much love, so much dedication, but they don't know that it's because of power of purity, right? So power of purity is keeping our yagya flame ignited, Baba's name is glorified, and of course it will help in some way the world transformation also.
So finally, what would you say to the family of Avyakti Parivar and everyone else who will be listening to you tomorrow? What is the simplest way for me to reaffirm faith in my purity? What is it I should feel about myself? And I would say with that confidence, I am a pure soul. Because sometimes we say it, but we don't really feel it. We don't affirm the faith in it. We just say it because it's words and because it's something I would like to be. But how do I say it with that conviction that, yes, I am pure?
These days there had been topic about pure and clean, right? So clean heart, that means you are very unadulterated, whether it is your love or your whatever you are doing, is completely free from any desires. Very clean heart. So I would just say that, Saf Dil and Sahab Razi, that he always used to say, when you have clean heart, then Master is pleased. So it's like Baba works with you. So there is nothing, it's like prejudice or against or anything you are holding or past impression. Like sometimes all that is mixed in our feelings and our thinking. So if we make all clear and clean, I think that's the personality or quality you will have of your purity. And plus, of course, the power. So when, like, unadulterated food, unadulterated water, everything is more healthy and more nutrition, right? So same is like power. When there is clean heart, then, it's just thought will work. People will receive blessings. You say something, it will help them. It's like service at a different level.
Thank you so much. But there's so much more in this point. Maybe we should have had the whole month to just do this one point
Yeah.
and understand it. Because I think they've dropped royalty now and they're just focusing on purity. All the points now are on purity. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Didi.
Okay, Gayatri Bhai, Om Shanti.